policy that that has got some objectives, or sometimes if it doesn't even have any objective, like formal objective, then you still can do this kind of evaluation. Then it is a natural activity, something we do every day. It is a feature of social life. Misalnya, Mas dan Mbak mengevaluasi, oh ternyata melihat temannya yang ada di sini, oh dia ngantuk, oh dia serius, oh dia tidak serius. That is like our natural activity, like a basic instinct, human basic instinct, evaluating something. Wah itu mobilnya bagus, wah itu mobilnya tidak bagus, wah itu keren, wah itu enggak keren, and so on. That is evaluation. Okay, and it is usually undertaken unconsciously. Mak celetuk istilahnya, unconsciously. Okay, so let me give you some example of evaluation. Her pronunciation is terrible. The food is awful. His classes are very boring. The book is very interesting. Now, if I may ask you, what's wrong with this evaluation? Yep. What's wrong with this evaluation?
The use of words, sir.
What do you mean, the use of words?
I mean, all the sentences have a meaning. Have a meaning, sir. It can hurt somebody's feelings, actually, in my opinion. Yeah.
Okay.
It is right to the point, but sometimes you need to polish your words, actually, because of like that lah pokoknya.
All right, thank you, Mas Muhlizardi. Yeah, thank you. Any other idea?
Subjective.
Sarah, subjective. Dimiar, what do you want to say? What do you mean? Okay, it must be one. Okay, yeah. Nah, ternyata masih belum fokus ini ya, apanya nanti mana. I'll show you this one. Okay, so these evaluations are informal. Tadi dikatakan Cindy, kemudian Dimiar, dan juga Mas Muhlizardi. So this evaluation are informal. Great. Tadi kalau Dimiar mengatakan ini tidak satu subjek, tidak satu hal yang dievaluasi. Oke. Kemudian Muhlizardi mengatakan ini subjektif. Kemudian tadi Cindy mengatakan not formal atau apa kalau tidak salah ya. So these are informal and they do not have any explicit criteria. So if you are saying that someone's pronunciation is terrible, you'll have to say that pronunciation is terrible. Apa kriterianya? All right, it is from kenaturalannya kah? Is it from accuracy-nya kah? Is it from the pitch control? Kalau kata Tri Utami, pitch control-nya itu loh yang katanya. Or any other features of pronunciation. If the food is awful or not, is it from the taste? Is it from someone's taste? Karena mungkin your evaluation might be different from my evaluation. Kalau saya masak, mungkin Mas dan Mbak akan nggak mau makan karena terlalu asin. I love salt. That's why kalau ibu saya masak biasanya, kalau untuk si Nur ini pasti kurang asin. Because I love salt. Dan makanan yang paling enak bagi saya mungkin pretty different from you. Mungkin bagi Mas dan Mbak, makanan yang enak itu kayak burger dan lain-lain itu ya. But to me, makanan yang paling enak itu kalau bukan mangkleng, ya kulit melinjo itu loh yang di sayur tapi agak gosong. It's really delicious. Itu kalau dengan daging, I prefer to eat that one. Kulit melinjo pokoknya yang di sayur oseng, terus agak pedas manis, tapi dia diangetin beberapa kali sampai agak gosong. Wow, It's really delicious to me. Nah, mungkin bagi Mas dan Mbak itu makanan apa? So we may have different kind of evaluation, way of evaluating something. One biggest problem is that we have to have a standard. Yang paling susah itu kalau kita ikut lihat di Master Chef itu loh. Lidahnya Master Chef kan beda-beda. Enak menurutnya, mungkin menurutnya Mbak Selvia, belum tentu enak menurutnya Mbak Dian Islamiati. Nah, itu kan susahnya itu. Kayak lagu itu kan seni, ya susah juga. But we have to have such a criteria. I mean, such criteria, set of criteria, and these experts or these judges have already have this criteria. Kalau lagunya seperti ini, they know it from their experiences and so on. Yeah. So when we are going to assess or evaluate our students, like performance, we have to make sure that we have this set of clear criteria. Okay, and then these kinds of evaluations do not lead to decisions that may affect an individual's life or career. So basically, when we conduct a program or policy evaluation, the purpose is not to judge, but it's to improve. So the purpose of evaluation, the keyword for evaluation is to improve, not to judge. Kalau assessment kan lebih banyak judgment ya. Meskipun testing kan lebih banyak judgment. Meskipun nanti seharusnya assessment itu bentuknya assessment for learning. It is about improving. It is not about judging your students' performance. Maka kalau misalnya Mas dan Mbak kemarin ingat yang tugasnya similarity-nya masih banyak, Pak Agus and I allow you to like fix it. Because we really want you to understand that this is a serious problem. You can still fix it. This is for your own good. You can still improve your work. That's why we did give you time to revise your work. Okay, the next one. Okay, what is evaluation? Okay, if we have a look at the formal definition of evaluation, it is a systematic collection, an analysis of data needed to make decisions about strengths and weaknesses of programs, personnel, products, and organization. And remember, the ultimate goal is to improve their effectiveness. Okay, so basically when we are talking about evaluasi pembelajaran, we are talking about collecting data from misalnya syllabus. Silabusnya sudah tepat belum? Karena ini kan masuknya di konteksnya. Objektifnya sudah sesuai belum untuk level itu. Course design-nya sudah urut belum? Seeing it from the learning continuum, loncat-loncat, belenjat atau enggak. Okay, materials, materinya sesuai atau tidak dengan usia mahasiswanya. Materinya banyak yang salah atau tidak. Teaching methodology misalnya, a teacher performance and assessment. So we have a look at all factors that may influence or determine the teaching and learning process, the success of our teaching and learning process. So this whole process of looking at information related to syllabus, objective up to the student's performance itu dinamakan nanti evaluasi pembelajaran. But for this course, we are not talking about evaluation deeply. Kita ini hanya masuk ke arah ranah apa namanya nanti superficial saja. What we are going to do more is on the assessment. Karena agak sulit ya kalau kita melihat mulai dari teacher's performance dan lain-lainnya agak sulit. We are going to have a look at students performance. Nanti lebih ke arah situ. Okay. Okay. Now, we are going to have a look at assessment and testing. Okay. When we are talking about assessment, kalau tadi evaluation itu luas sekali ya, mulai dari apa tadi, objektif, kemudian syllabus, kemudian the teaching and learning process, kemudian produknya sampai ke assessmentnya. Kalau kita lihat assessment, assessment itself is a part of evaluation, and it focuses on the student and what the student does, or it focuses on the student's performance. This is what we are going to talk about throughout the semester. More into this one. Okay, well, evaluation goes beyond students' learning and achievement. Ini semua aspek of teaching and learning process. So you get the difference now between assessment and evaluation, right? The scope is pretty different. While evaluation, the scope of evaluation is this size, assessment is here, somewhere here. Okay, and it focuses on the students' performance, what they do, what they perform, what they are doing in the classroom, and how they perform. It is not focusing on how the teacher performs, or it is not focusing on the course grade, materials, media, and so on. But it again and again, it focuses on the students and their performance. Okay.
Sir, I'm sorry,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, please.
No, it's not question, but one of my friends said that actually she cannot hear your voice clearly, maybe because of your headset. But it's okay, we can hear you, but there is a little bit echoing or kayak deb gitu tuh, sir. Just mention her question aja.
Okay. Does everyone have the same problem?
For me, it's okay. For me.
Oh, sir.
Yang lain ada? Can you hear my voice
Clear
clearly?
enough, sir. Clear enough,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
sir.
good then. Mungkin masalah sinyal ya. Kalau sama teman-teman dosen saya selalu bilang, Bu, ya beli tower kayak gitu. Bercanda. Beli tower di sebelah rumah. Tapi kalau dengan teman ini bercanda. Jadi dosen-dosen itu ya kayak gitu. Ada yang IndiHome-nya bermasalah lah. Kalau kayak kemarin kan ada angin puting beliung di Jogja ya. Itu beberapa pohon di UNY juga rubuh. Ada yang kena ketiban mobil juga di FBS itu. Saya di FBS di lantai 2 itu suaranya kayak suara knalpot itu karena putih semua. Yang di depan saya yang terlihat putih dan suara knalpot itu. Saya tidak tahu kalau itu puting beliung karena kan cakupannya saya tidak melihat luas itu. Ternyata di depan FBS itu ada mobil yang ketimpa patahan pohon. Di UGM itu di lembah itu dekat lembah ada pohon tumbang. Baliho di ring road itu ambruk, harus ditutup, ring road timur nggak bisa ke barat dan lain-lainnya. It was really bad actually. Semoga hari ini enggak ya, kayaknya cerah. Karena kemarin biasanya kalau sebelah cerah sebelah hitam, nah itu tanda-tandanya tidak bagus. Nah, itu biasanya terkait dengan sinyal menyinyal itu tadi ya di situ. Oke. Apalagi mohon maaf kalau pakai Indosat ya, itu Indosat itu ngisi pulsa saja tadinya 4G, kalau dimasukkan kodenya langsung F2 langsung E itu. Saya juga bingung ini Indosat, oh Indosat kenapa? Jangan bilang ya yang orang tuanya dari Indosat ya. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So then the next one, assessment involves collection of information and evidence of learning progress and achievement over a period of time. So if you have a look at this one, you can find some keywords here. Collecting of information or evidence on students or learners' learning progress. It's on more into their progress. Kata kuncinya di sini ya, progressing ya, bukan hanya ending ya, bukan hanya result ya, tapi progress. Artinya tidak hanya pada UAS-nya saja, tidak hanya pada UTS-nya saja, but you have a look at your students' performance day by day, how they perform. Maka dari itu tugas guru itu memang berat, tugas dosen itu juga cukup berat. Maka dari itu kalau kita lihat di Finland itu kan, kalau tidak salah dari hanya sekitar 5 atau berapa persen dari aplikan itu yang diizinkan untuk menjadi guru. Karena saking beratnya tanggung jawab guru itu di sana. Kalau kita saking banyaknya orang, ya semua orang boleh jadi guru as long as you are eligible. Itu boleh jadi guru. Kalau enggak, ya pertanyaannya siapa yang mau ngajar di sana nanti. Dulu saya ingat sekali, ini bukan curhat ya, but I still remember when I had a research with Prof. Jemari in Kalimantan Timur, Kutai Barat. Is everyone from Kutai Barat? No. Saya kasihan dengan guru-guru di sana. Karena misalnya kami mengumpulkan Bapak Ibu, you are invited to this meeting dengan dinas hari Kamis. Itu ternyata ada guru yang berangkat dari rumah hari Selasa, naik kapal, menyusuri Sungai Mahakam. Itu 2 hari nyusuri Sungai Mahakam itu ada. Hanya untuk ke dinas. You can imagine. Apalagi kalau suruh ngajar online, kayak apa jadinya yang kayak gitu. Wong saya mau nyebrang Sungai Mahakam pakai drum yang ditata itu saja, ini ya Allah. Aku belum punya anak waktu itu, ini nanti kalau meninggal di sini gimana istriku dan lain-lain. So it's just like something really bad. You can imagine. Tapi enggak tahu Mas Menteri itu tahu itu atau enggak. And what makes me sad is this one. One day I went home from the uni, kemudian saya nyetel radio di kendaraan itu, saya mendengar satu pernyataan yang agak mengusik saya. Di situ dikatakan bahwa daerah istimewa Yogyakarta tidak ada blind spot untuk internet, sehingga pembelajaran berjalan lancar. Who the hell said that? Itu pejabat loh yang bilang. Pejabat tinggi di Jogja. Ini orang ini mikir atau enggak toh? Di daerah saya Gunung Kidul sana, untuk ngupload tugas itu harus naik gunung loh. Bener-bener ke naik bukit itu ngupload tugas terus pulang lagi ke rumah. Ya kalau tugasnya selesai sore, lah kalau malam mau gimana? Tapi it happened. Right? That's why guru itu, waduh, kalau guru itu ya pahalanya ya pahlawan tanpa tanda jasa, bener itu guru. Gitu ya. So this is what makes teacher's job itu berat. Itu belum juga ditambah dengan administrative job dan lain-lainnya. So here, when we are talking, go back to this assessment term. When we are talking about assessment, we have to have a look at our students' learning progress day by day. D1, oh bahagia semua, senyum-senyum. D2 ternyata senyumnya agak semakin kecut. D3 agak kecut lagi karena ternyata suruh belajar statistik. Jadi semakin mengerut seperti itu. Iya kan? Ternyata semakin mengerut, jadi tadinya itu bisa berduduknya kayak gini, minggu kedua semakin turun kayak gini, minggu ketiga semakin turun kayak gini. Kenapa? Karena tugasnya banyak, Pak. 6 mata kuliah tugasnya 6, Pak, tiap minggu gitu kan. So this is what happens. So you'll have to really have a look at how your students perform day by day. Saya mengamati ini, ini yang selalu membuka kamera siapa. I always notice that. Okay, and thanks to those who always open your camera. Karena kalau S2 itu enaknya ya kayak gini. I told you already. Yeah, we have such a discussion. That's the first keyword. Okay, and the second keyword is this one. Your job is to improve the teaching and learning process. To help them, to equip them, to raise them to get their best performance. Jadi helping them to seeing their progress to help them to improve. Dua kunci itu saja cukup. Okay, now if you do have any questions, I'll stop here. And if you have any questions, so the next question is, are assessment and testing the same? Nah, ternyata jawabannya seperti ini. Okay. The first point, testing is just one method of measuring person's ability. knowledge and or performance in a given domain. Remember, we call it a given domain. Maka nanti Mas dan Mbak mungkin pernah akan mendengar namanya unidimensionality. Bahwa setiap butir itu harus hanya boleh mengukur satu domain saja. Karena nanti kalau 2 atau 3 domain itu akan kompleks, terlalu kompleks untuk dianalisis. Misalnya kalau mengukur tentang communicative competence, ya communicative competence saja. Kalau mengukur tentang linguistic competence, ya linguistic competence saja. Per item ya. Tapi kalau 10 items yang berbeda ya silahkan. You'll have to follow your TOS or table of specification nantinya. Okay, and then test quizzes are measuring instruments, devices used to obtain such information. Ya informasi tadi yang kita gunakan untuk mengakses. Dan test and quizzes are just the instruments. But remember, they are not the only instruments because all tests are assessment, but not all assessments are in the form of test. Assessment may come in the form of formal and informal assessment. Assessment may come in the form of test and non-test. Nah, nanti kita akan lihat di sini bahwa ada tes, ada non-test. Itu. Okay, it is a form of assessment and it is subcategory of assessment. And testing tends to suggest a summative or end of the time activity. And also one component of evaluation process. Kalau dilihat dari circles-nya tadi ya, testing is one part of assessment. It means that testing is also one part of evaluation. Ini. Why do we need to assess our students then? Kalau alasannya itu, yang pertama ada di sini. We need to provide information to the administrators. Okay, kepala sekolah taruhlah ya, atau mungkin waka kurikulum, waka akademik. Whether the teaching and learning process runs smoothly or not. Okay, whether the students whether the students' performance keep progressing or pancet itu tidak bergerak sama sekali. And then to the teachers, okay. Well, kok bisa ya assessing the students may give some information for the teachers, for the teacher's sake. Kok bisa sih? Maksudnya apa kira-kira ini? Assessing students may give information for the betterment of the teachers. Kira-kira apa maksudnya? Misalnya kalau ada sebuah kelas grammar, kemudian dosennya itu ngajar di kelas grammar itu nilainya D semua. It is a serious problem, right? Siapa yang kira-kira tidak bisa itu? Is it the teachers, the lecturer, or is it the students? Kalau studentsnya masa tidak bisa semua, ya kebangetan sih. There might be something wrong within the process. And it is a real feedback for the lecturers or even the administrators. Okay. Nah, jadi assessment is not only for the students. It focuses on the students, but it is not only for the students. Okay, focuses on the students' progress, but the purpose is not only for the students. For parents, yes, of course. Mungkin kalau di masa online ini yang sekolah bukan anak tapi orang tuanya ya. Karena yang ribut itu orang tuanya. Apalagi orang tua yang karir itu ribetnya minta ampun pasti. Nyiapin itu yang sering terjadi itu kayak anak saya itu atasnya pakai rapi kayak gini, bawahnya pakai celana bolong-bolong karena celana main itu. atau ada yang pakai celana pendek teman-temannya. It happens. So this kind of assessment also helps us to give information to parents, how their children performs, how the children progress, are progressing, and so on. And yang berikutnya for the students, of course, whether they already reach a particular point or misalnya a particular level or not, whether they are measured up to istilahnya lulus KKM atau enggak gitu ya, dan lain-lainnya. Nah, this one. We are going to work with this, but the concept, but I'll just introduce you to this. Excuse me. Assessment for learning and assessment of learning. Both are important, but they are not the same thing. So if we have a look at these two things, the first one, if you have a look at assessment for learning, itu dia agak berbeda dari assessment of learning. Assessment of learning itu yang dilakukan oleh guru-guru kita zaman dulu. Most of our teachers did assessment of learning, but not assessment for learning. While the assessment of learning, the purpose is it focuses on evaluation and involves testing. Biasanya pakai tes. Focuses on evaluation, apakah ini sudah bagus atau belum, dan lain-lainnya. But the purpose or the main objective of assessment for learning is not to get the score, but this one, to improve the students' learning. Okay. Kemudian biasanya kalau assessment of learning itu one time, kemudian using test. Kalau assessment for learning, ongoing, because you monitor your students' progress. That's why assessmentnya biasanya dalam bentuk portfolio, kemudian results of your observation, and so on. Kemudian assessment of learning is normally conducted through formal testing to see or to check seberapa jauh the students already learn. Okay, tapi kalau assessment for learning is to see how the students are developing, how the students are progressing. Dan yang terakhir, assessment of learning itu lebih ke judgment on grades. Sedangkan assessment for learning itu lebih ke arah assessing effectiveness of instruction and helping students. Nah, ini sekilas tentang assessment for learning and assessment of learning. That's why nanti kalau dilihat di sini assessment for learning ini teachers hanya sebagai asesor saja. Tapi kalau assessment for learning itu teacher sebagai asesor, kemudian sebagai fasilitator, sebagai konselor, pokoknya 6 or di situ nanti tulisannya dia. Okay. I'll stop here and I'll open